living in bubbles. Too late, they say I'm always too late, but I'm just spending my time doing what I feel like. And if you're down for it, yeah, I could take you in. But if you're not a fighter, I can't promise anything. If everyone knew all the things I could do, shoot me down, I'm back on my feet. 'Cause all I really need is me. If I could just share my view, maybe I'm too taboo on my own, dance in the streets. 'Cause all I really need is me. Bruises, no, I don't mind the bruises. I keep it honest, failing. It's part of the game, yeah, yeah. Moving, baby, I can't stop moving. And I don't care about your approval. Your arguments are futile. And if you're down for it, yeah, I could take you in. But if you're not a fighter, I can't promise anything. If everyone knew all the things I could do, shoot me down, I'm back on my feet. 'Cause all I really need is me. If I could just share my view, maybe I'm too taboo on my own, dance in the streets. 'Cause all I really need is me. So take the jump and don't look down, and you'll get back on your feet. Oh. If you're in town, we drive around as long as I take the wheel. If I could just share my view, maybe I'm too taboo. If everyone knew all the things I could do, shoot me down, I'm back on my feet. 'Cause all I really need is me. If I could just share my view, maybe I'm too taboo on my own, dance in the streets. 'Cause all I really need is me.
You held me back when I tried to move on from your life, so you stole my life with clarity. So hold me back, now you're here, 'cause I'm mad, show no fear. Wanna let you know just how it felt. Oh no, 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 no. Don't you think we're good? There's no way we could be. No, oh no, 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 no. I know the way you look at me, I know it too well. Now I'm bulletproof, you're my fire gun, but I'm flying high. I'm bulletproof, don't let me touch the ground. You can never bring me down. You can never bring me down. Can never bring me down. 'Cause I'm bulletproof. Yeah, I'm bulletproof. We've been up, we've been down, trying to figure things out. End up losing my the shadows way too long. You always thought that you were weak, but babe, you're wrong. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Think that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. You shouldn't doubt yourself, 'cause you're a work of art. You should know that you are perfect with those flaws. Yeah, you better step into the light, just give it a try. Know that it's time you let that spark out. You've been hiding in the shadows way too long. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. And who cares if you might mess it up? You're stronger than the others think. And who cares if you might mess it up? Shine, go ahead and shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine, shine, darling. Go ahead and shine, my dear. 'Cause who cares if you might mess it up? Just shine. What's your story? What's your sign? It's like we're twin flames in a different life. Deep connection lights a spark. It's like you know me in the depths of my heart. We're dreamers. Don't care what other people say. We live it like this could be our final day. We're dreamers. Don't care what the others say. We're doing this in our own way. We come alive in the nighttime. It's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. We come alive. We come alive. What's your weakness? What's your type? Somehow I wanna know all about you. Deep connection lights a spark. You already know me when we dance in the dark. We're dreamers. We live it. We're dreamers. can see you want me by the look in your eyes. Tell me that you want me. I can see you want me by the look in your eyes. We come alive. We come alive. We come alive in the nighttime. There's something about how we dance in the moonlight. That look in your eyes, it tells me that you want me and all my loving. We come alive in the nighttime. You and I, we come alive. Oh, 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 we come alive. Yeah, we come alive. Oh, 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 we come alive. We come alive.
I am off to invisible grounds. Don't know when to stop. Returning, it's not the way for me. Only a mile to go. Somewhere I belong. I'll see it clearer now. I'm learning the path as I go. Everybody knows it's spoken on the radio. There is a truth in the lies. I dare to leave you twice. There's no tomorrow here. I'm all out of time. So tell me you stay behind and make sure I get to the end. I hope you can see in the dark. It only takes just a little spark to fill up my head with the lights. Lighting the path as I go. Everybody knows it's spoken on the radio. There is a truth in the lies. I dare to leave you twice. There's no tomorrow here. Been out of the game for a long time. Not even a rhyme, a reason to stand by. Everybody sees that I'm on a bad side. It's all about to Off to visit.
Ooh, I've done it again. I've done it again. Where's the sound, Sally? Where's the sound? Here's the sound, people. Here's the sound. Hi, VIPs. How are you all? Welcome to List Growth Made Easy. If you're a VIP and you can't get in, make sure you do log in first. So go to sparkleclassacademy.com, log in through the little button at the top, or just put /login on the end. Log in, then the link will work. It needs to recognize who you are. I'm so happy to see you all. Yay, so cool. I love it. I love our VIPs. They're amazing. Awesome, guys. Well, we are at lesson number 6. What? Where has the time gone, guys? Where has it gone? So far, what we've done through List Growth Made Easy is 1, we have defined your client's pain point and what solution you're going to give them to get them to step from point A to point B towards you. Not all the way to levels, not all the way to Z or Z, but a little step towards you. And then you use my template and you all have started creating your lead magnet. You use the marketing copy that I gave you inside of the lead magnet. Way to go, guys. They're looking amazing. And if that's all you're at the moment, that's okay. You're perfect where you are. It is a process, and just follow the process click by click. Then we built your opt-in landing page. So how do we collect those emails? Well, we get them to a landing page with no other distractions like a website where there's lots of buttons that they can click on and get lost and not give you your email address. You built out your own landing page using our template, which converts anywhere between, well, minimum is 20%, but some of ours are converting at 40 and even 70% using that exact design. So the reason why we have it that way and tell you not to mess with our design is because it works. Then after you created your landing page, you went ahead and created your thank you page. So after they click that button, where do they go then? They go to a thank you page where we then created an offer. And your offer is, I said, if you're not quite yet making $10,000 to $20,000 a month in revenue, then it's best that you go to a consult. High ticket offers always go to a consult, but at least you'll learn a lot in those consults. You can call them discovery sessions, audits, whatever you want to call them. At the end of the day, it's having a conversation with somebody and asking them really good questions to learn more about them, and you'll take them from cold to sold much faster that way. So don't waste that beautiful piece of real estate, that thank you page. That's why we need to put an offer on there. And that's what a lot of people do wrong, is they forget to put an offer on that thank you page. And what they do is just give them their freebie on that page. And it is a missed opportunity for you to be able to take them another step towards you and making a decision whether or not they want to work with you. So we did all that. And then 2 days ago, I put out the automation for your give emails. I keep saying them around the wrong way. I put out your automation for the give email series. So if they don't say yes on the thank you page, we have a series of 3 emails that we deliver to them to give more value. So the first one is delivering the freebie and letting them know other places they can find us. The second email is more value, and I gave you the marketing copy and, well, the copywriting copy for that so that it would simplify the process for you. And then the third email is the bridge email. So we're still giving more value, but we're hinting that something else is coming. And so we have given some amazing value up front for those who haven't taken that thank you page offer. And then that leads us to today. Today is all about asking. And I was going to get out my little card that says, get your ask into gear. Because if you don't ask, chances are they don't know. And if you do ask and they say no, what happens? Nothing. Everything stays the same and nothing changes. But if you do ask and they say yes, well, one thing is you can help. You can serve, you can love on them even more, and then it may change their life and change your life as well at the same time, which is an added bonus. So that's what we're into today. We are into the give email sequence. So we've had a lot of click by click. We've been having so much fun between community connection events, which we had yesterday. We've had breakout room work sessions. We have the VIPs who are all hanging with us in the VIP room. Let's pop over to the VIPs right now and check in with them before we dig into today's lesson. Hi VIPs, Sparkle Hounds. It's very quiet in here today, but some of the VIPs like to watch on the live stream and then they join us at the end of the teaching component. But I'd love to go around the room, and first off, I've got to make sure all my sounds are in the right places. So this one needs to go into there, and then this one, I'm getting quicker at this, needs to go into there. Who would like to share? I'd love to hear from you. You know, compared to when you first started this program with us to where you are now, what did you expect compared to, what you've actually received? Let's start with Cindy. Cindy, how about you? When you first started, what did you feel like and compared to where you are now?
When I first started, I had no idea really what to expect, except I knew I'd receive some great guidance on where the training would take me, which it actually has. I was very overwhelmed to start with, but lesson by lesson, I'm feeling a lot more relaxed and calm as I can see the progress that I'm making. So that's really exciting for me that I'm actually doing it and trusting the process. So thank you.
You're welcome. I love it because I know you were so scared of the tech and you're like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to do it. So how have you found the click by click process, compared to what, some people say they help you build it, but what's your feeling behind what we're doing here?
It's just amazing. It really, really has helped me because, as you say, I am such a tech non-existent person. and no, it's just been so, I think, building the confidence that I've needed to keep going forward with what I'm learning.
Yeah.
So it's been so good. But it's just easy. You just make it so easy. And that's what I love.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for sharing. How about you, Jacqueline? When you first started, because this is much different than the pretty courses we've done in the past with, creating pretty Canva designs and, choosing your colours for personal branding. This is actually list and business growth stuff we've been doing. So when you first started, what did you think and compared to where you are now with the program?
I thought I was in over my head. Lesson 1 in list building. I'm going, okay, this phone stuff, premium landing page, what is that? I'm like, no, I'm out of my league. And I was ready to, tuck my tail and leave. I'm going, no, I'm going to see this through. And now, the click by click is very reassuring because even though I get stuck, I can go back, with the videos, you can go back and, okay, because I was working on something today. I'm going, okay, I messed up. What did I do? And that's, that's comforting to me, because it's like, I'm from a foreign country, when I first stepped into it, but I'm getting more familiar with the verbiage, if you will, and all it entails. And I now have a vision with my, with my company, how I'm going to turn it, into actual services. And it's like, it's exciting. It's really exciting for me now than it was at first. I had no idea what I was stepping into, but it's glorious.
Oh, I saw you coming in as I sell a product to now I sell a service with, a little product on the side that helps support that service, and that transition to, helping people rather than selling a product. You've come so far in such a short amount of time. I'm so proud of you. You're amazing. How about you, Robin? Robin, I'd love to hear from you. Compared to when you first started to where you are now, how has things changed for you?
I guess I was a little bit apprehensive, wasn't sure what was going to be involved, but yeah. And it's been a roller coaster along the way. But as Jacqueline said, you can go back and watch, check in and rewatch stuff. And that just brings sort of more peace, and it's okay. Just keep moving forward and trust the process.
Yeah, trust the process. I love it. It's like and you all starting to notice now those questions that you were asking earlier on when we first started, like where do they click to download the email, the freebie? Well, we did that in the last lesson. It's like, it's there, it's coming. So yeah, I love it. And what about you, Tammy, compared to when you first started to where you are now?
Well, I'm just like everybody else. At first I was really intimidated, mostly because I'm new back into the business world and I don't know a lot of business stuff. And now I go and I even scrolling through social media and stuff, I go, oh, I recognize I see what they're doing. Oh, I get what they're doing there and there and there. Oh, I can do that too. And so now I'm starting to really see how the whole big picture is going to come together. And I see where other people are using these techniques. And it's not as intimidating now, even though I'm getting lost in some places. I have to go back and rewind and look and work it out. And it's exciting. It's exciting to see how my little piece of the world fits into the bigger picture.
Yeah, that's awesome. You start having this little marketing eye, right? You start seeing, oh, there's a call to action. Oh, there's a pain point. Oh, there's a benefit. And you start seeing it in people's copy, right? Like I am a funnel hacker. I go through people's funnels all the time. We study this stuff because it is what we do all day, every day. But then, when you do get emails now, you'll see, well, somebody's put effort into their business to show up for you rather than thinking, oh, spam, right? Because we now have an appreciation for those people that actually do put an effort to deliver content to us. And we're adults. We can hit the unsubscribe button if it's not for us. So, yeah, I love seeing how far you've all come. It's so awesome. Andrea, how about you, love? When you first started with us compared to where you are now, what did you think when you first started? And, you know, we're at now lesson number 6. How has that journey been for you?
I knew I've always needed to put it together. So it's been a journey, just determining, you know, it's getting to the hard part now where I have to do the email parts and putting that together. So feeling better about being able to finish it, but also, like I just heard you say at the end, understanding when you get these emails constantly. So I was complaining about them. Now, like you said, I just go unsubscribe. You know, I'm getting too many, and then I'm not going to go with this person, and then that. I see that I see unsubscribed now differently, as in letting that person know, okay, I'm not ready for that at this moment, instead of staying on their email list and then they're sending stuff out.
Yeah, that's a great takeaway. Yeah, that unsubscribe button is just a friendly way of saying, just not right now. We can always opt back in again at another time. And that's the same when you start sending out emails. Like, I don't go and read the unsubscribe messages. Like, you can leave a message when people unsubscribe. I don't need that. Some people literally, they write like this huge thing and I don't even read it. I think, how much of their wasted time have they spent telling me that me providing them value is not good for them? Well, that's okay. You're an adult. What about you, Reba? When you started with us, what did you think when you started and feel compared to where you are now? Oh, you're on mute, love, or you've got no sound. It doesn't look like you're on mute. That's okay. If you find some headphones, it might bring your sound in for you. It says you're unmuted, but I can't hear you. And I can see Derica hiding in the back there, and Laura. Feel free if you want to jump in. And Sarah's been with us for a while. So, Sarah, you've been with us through our other program, our longer program, and, you know, you've come into this one, which is sort of the earlier stages of the bigger picture. Compared to, you know, where you have come from, what have you thought about this one from your point of view for somebody who's sort of been doing this with me now for, about 8 months or something?
Yes, I think that's right, about 8 months. You know, I will probably continue to sign up for anything that you offer because every time there's something new. And I like this series of, you know, the BBME group of courses because I think you provide a little bit more detail than what was in sales and marketing school.
Yeah.
So some of it is familiar, but I feel more confident now that I could go out and do my own landing page without having to go back to the videos and, you know, okay, what do I do now? Watch that little bit of video, pause it, do it, click, you know. So that's been really helpful.
Awesome. You remind me very much of Kat when she first started, literally. And I would run the same training every 2 or 3 months, and she would come to every single one. And now she runs my tech. But she never missed a single lesson. And not only did she turn up, but she also did all the doing as well. And I ran a 3-day boot camp and 5 or 6 in a row. You know, and they're 3 full days of building, and she was there building just to build, to learn every time. And now, yeah, I'm like, okay, I gotta pay you, lady, to come and work for me. Awesome. Well, thank you everyone for sharing. We're gonna jump into our lessons today because I wasn't sure of the temperature. I did again pre-record a few of them, and luckily the temperature is not so bad today. So there is a live recording that we're doing after the first couple. I'm gonna share the first couple of videos videos. They're not really relevant to your lesson, but it's what will be going into the course. As you all know, we're creating a course here live. And then the Ask Email series will be click by click. It's a much shorter one because you've already done the Give series, so it's a much simpler process when we get to the Ask series. So let's just make our way through these videos, and then we'll come back and we're going to do some integration, or what I like to call the little man with the post-it note. And I'll share with you what that is when we come back. All right, so let's head into the first part of lesson 6. Below this video, just like we have in previous videos, you're going to request for the Give email campaign to be pushed into your account. So jump below and request that to be pushed across. But if you're not with Keep and you still want to continue, you totally can. You will just have to use the downloadable template and build it out in your own. Choice is yours, but if you do have Keep, then use the request below so that we can organize to push that across into your account. But while you're waiting for it to be pushed across to your account, make sure you still move on to the next lessons, because there's a few things you can do to get started. Below this video is the template. So it's just a downloadable document so that you can use it as a reference tool as you build out your email sequences. And also, if you're not using Keep, you can use this as a template to copy and paste it into your own email or CRM when you're building it out using your own stuff. But it's a great tool also to reference while you're using Keep if you want to spark ideas. So just like we did in the Give emails, the Ask has the same. So below this video, get that little downloadable now, and you can also start making notes on there about what you're going to put into the emails so that it's ready when the automation hits your account. You're going to be able to get rolling as soon as possible. Hey guys, all right, so sorry about that, guys, in the Zoom room. Lucky it wasn't too important. I forgot to flick my little switches up and down. It was a little quiet to start with for you. All right, so now we move into the click by click part. It's not as long as the original one I said, so this will at least help you see what's to come as you build out those emails. And remember, again, don't get stuck in indecision. When you work through these, you're just going to write them, okay? And so we can get them done. All right, so let's move into the next section. I'm so proud of you that you've gotten this far. You're an action taker, and seriously, I hope you stop to celebrate. Now we're going to move into the Ask emails. And again, as always, we're going to head on over click by click and dig in. So let's jump into my computer. Welcome back to the computer for more click by click building. You will have requested to push across stage 3, the Ask email series. So head to your advanced automations and you will find it in draft mode down the bottom. So click on it and you can double click to get into it. You can click on the 3 dots and click finish setups, or you can click once and get into it that way. So choose your own adventure. Once you get inside, the first thing you're going to do is just like we did with the first the Give email sequence, is you're going to come up the top here to actions, and you're going to come down to links. And what I recommend that you do is have open, if we just open another window and I navigate to Keep and I go to automations and I click on the stage 1, click view. And so I've actually got 2 windows open now, and you can click the edit button, click actions, and then you can come down here to links, and then all the ones that you had in here, copy and paste them across into the Ask series. So go ahead now and copy and paste across your Ask series links. Wonderful. Now you've done all the links, so let's now work on the automation. So at the top here, you will see that there's this trigger tag. this trigger tag we actually applied back in stage 1. So if I head to stage 1 and show you, let's just hop out of here. In this give email sequence at the very end, we applied a tag which was a trigger discovery call conversion campaign start, okay? So we applied it at the end of this campaign sequence so that it would trigger this campaign sequence here. So you'll go into this first tag and you're going to, you've already created it, so now you just have to find it. So type in the word trigger space dash space and the name of the tag that you created in the previous lessons. So click on that and now you'll have a trigger tag, you'll have trigger discovery session conversion. Oh, actually that's the wrong one. Let me just choose the right one. So you'll have trigger discovery session start. So it looks exactly the same except it's got your words in the middle. So once you've got that, then click close and click save. So that will then trigger this automation to start. So once you've added that tag, I'll give you a minute to do that. Wonderful, welcome back. Now that you've added that trigger tag, you're going to go into the ask. So we're going to double click. And if you can't see this remove tag at the top, you're going to grab the hand and move it down. And then up here, you've got the remove tag. One of the rules of a trigger tag is you need to remove the tag straight away after it's triggered an event. So we're going to do trigger. You're going to look for your tag. So it should look exactly the same as the one above, except it's got your sparkly words in there. And then once you've got that, you can close and delete the example tag and click save. So the reason why we remove the trigger tag is because if somebody has a tag on them and the system will not apply the same tag again. So therefore, if we need to put them back through this sequence and the tag is already on the person's file, it won't pull them in again. So one of the rules of a trigger tag is it always needs to be removed immediately after it has been applied and the trigger event has occurred. Now, if this does not make sense, this is where, remember, this is what I do all day, every day. Please trust the process and just do the clicking. You know, in 3 or 6 months' time, I promise it will make sense. All right, so now you've done your remove tag action. Now we're going to move along the bottom area here. So first we've got start. We're going to click on here. We're going to have one day, any time, 5 a.m. Make sure if this isn't ticked, you choose use contacts time zone and click save. So really the only thing you're doing is clicking use contacts time zone and click save. Then what we're going to do is we're going to head into offer, which is your next email. Now, in the offer, you're, again, like we did with the first 3 emails, you are going to go through and add your own sparkle to each of the different areas in red. If you need to, you can come through and or go back and read what I've done and use it as a bit of a jumping point. But in this email, you also insert an image. So what I would recommend you do is you can create an image inside of Canva to go into here. And once you've created an image, please promise me you're not going to spend hours creating an image, even if it's just a picture of a calendar or a snapshot of the offer that you're giving. You will click on the image area and you'll see that the edit panel pops up here. You click browse. You navigate to wherever you have downloaded an image. I'm just going to find some random image. That one will do. This is not the image that you would be using, but just showing you how to add an image. All right, so there's an example of an image. Of course, yours might just be a picture of a calendar. All right, and then again, you'll fill in all the red spaces and you'll do the same. Here it says image of results. If you don't have one, you can delete this block. So if you don't have an image to show an example of results, then all you do is click on the image, and can you see this button? The bin, click on the bin, and it will delete the block. And then here where it has click here to learn more about the offer, you will navigate here, click, and then you will choose the booking page where they can book an appointment with you, and click save. And that will insert your link. All right, so now it's time for you to go and write ask email number 1, the offer. Welcome back. All right, so if you've written the ask email offer, make sure before you leave, you come up here, and if it's sitting in draft, you flick it to ready, and then pop out, and we will move on. The next one, if this is not green and stripy, you will go in and just check that it says one day, anytime, 5 a.m., use contacts, time zone, and click save. Well done. All right, and then here, the scarcity email, let's head on in. Starting at the top here, it's scarcity, so it just says last chance. You're going to go through here, and you're going to populate this with your text. You're going to add the links where links need to be added, just like we've done in all the previous emails. So go ahead now and write scarcity email number 2. Fabulous. All right, email 2's done. We're so close. Make sure that it is not sitting on draft. It is on ready. You are going to go back, and then here, if this isn't green and stripy, good to check anyway. Go inside, one day, any day, and then you can, it doesn't really matter. That's all we really need. You just click save. And then here it's got apply to tags. So let's go into these 2 tags. Here it's got trigger, indoctrination, engagement trigger. So this is where we will just leave these. These are future planning tags. So if you decide to do any future campaign builds with us, these will make sure that people are sent off into the right areas, such as a long-term nurture or an indoctrination campaign. All right, so we click save and make sure that this campaign is not sitting on draft, but it is in ready. And we click the back button. Wonderful. All right, and then the final one here, this tag, we're going to go into that and we're going to create a trigger tag. So the first one we're going to do is trigger, space, dash, space, and then the name of your call. So ours was a discovery session. So discovery, a call, space, dash, space, and you're going to write the word booked. All right. Once that's done, you will click add. Now yours might be, like we were talking about before, it could be an offer to a purchase, whatever it is. Then instead of using the word booked, you will use the word purchased at the end. Click add. Choose the category, which is a trigger, and click apply. Now it should look the same as the one above, except it's got your words, whether it's booked or purchased. And you can close the one above and click save. Wonderful. So what this tag will do is if somebody books an appointment, it will pull them out of this campaign sequence. All right, and we're going to show you how we can do that with a integration, but for now that's the goal. So if they do book the appointment, we don't need to continue to send them these two emails. Wonderful. All right, so now what you'll do is you will click publish, and again you will click publish, and they will be all beautiful, just like that. And you will see if I go back to edit now, they're solid green, which means they're published. Congratulations, you have just built your Ask Email sequence. And we're now going to go up the top and make sure you're in edit. And we're going to name this, go to actions, go to rename. And instead of the Ask Email series, you're going to leave stage 3 there, and you're going to put in the word discovery calls, or whatever the type of offer is that you're going to do, and it's an offer. Okay, so that's what it is. It's a stage 3. It's either discovery call or whatever the offer name is, and it's an offer. And click save. Wonderful. You're all done. That's your automation sorted. So trust the process. Now at the top here, you should have a stage 1, the name of the freebie, and a stage 3, the name of the offer. Well done. Yay! You're amazing! Guess what? You are nearly done. We just have to move on to setting up that little guy with the post-it note running, and I'm going to show you in the next video how to do that. So before we move on, you must stand up right now, and I want you to snap a photo of your excited face because you are so close to the finish line, and post it in the group for me to see, okay? Yeah? And just say hashtag so close to the finish line. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next lesson. All right, guys, well, that is a part of the training. Let's come back to the VIPs. Hi, guys. So I'd love to hear a takeaway from what you've just seen, and then we're going to move on to what we call integration, and I'll explain that to you. But who would like to go first? So, I'm always looking for 3 takeaways. So who would like to share? Just feel free to unmute and start talking. We'll see who jumps in first. Yes, Tammy, go for it.
I think, unless I'm deceiving myself, it's starting to make sense. I'm starting to try to figure out the flow and the way it's going to work.
Yay! Oh my God, that's so exciting. Oh, I just got goosebumps all over because I know once we get here, people are like, oh yeah. Little things, all the bits start coming together, and we've got this beautiful cake that we've made, and we've put all the recipe pieces together, not knowing what we're going to end up with. So, I love it. Who else would like to share what you think of what you just saw then? Robin? Yes, I'd love to hear.
Yeah, I'm really interested and intrigued and interested to see how the tagging works. And that's sort of starting to come together, and particularly that you've got to take a tag off once it's been put on.
Yeah, we've got
very interested about that.
The thing that's a great point that you made there. The tagging system is the spine, right, of all of your automation systems. And the thing with tagging and with automation is there's no rules, which means you can tag however you like. You can use any word you like, and it's okay when you start out. But what ends up happening is you end up with death by tags. You've got tags for things that you don't even remember what tags are for. I'm seeing some smiles and nods for people who have used tags in the past. And it gets really, really confusing. In our other program, we actually teach, there's only, I think it's 6 major tags that we use, and every tag has a specific rule, and you have to follow the rules. And then whether or not you're doing your automation or in the future somebody else is doing them, you just give them the tagging automation document, and they know exactly what every single tag does, and there is no longer death by tags. And it was It's called the Way tagging system, and a great guy that I work with, who's a mentor of mine, Tyler Garnes, invented it. And it, like he said, oh, you can just white label it and claim it as your own. I'm like, no, like you literally changed my life with this tagging system. And I said, I'm not claiming it. I'm giving you props for creating it, because everything has a rule. And it does simplify things. And I mean, we've given you a basic look at an activity tag and a trigger tag through this. And we've also pre-set you up for any future builds that you do. But it's such an amazing feature. And one more person to share about what you just saw in that last video. Who would like to share? One more. Don't be shy. Oh, I'm going to call Cindy, because Cindy always likes to share.
I was just giving somebody else an opportunity. Pretty much along the same lines as Tammy. I think it's starting to make sense to me a little bit better. And yeah, the pennies are finally starting all to drop. So by the end, and yeah, it'll all come together really well. So I'll be able to, I'm understanding it a lot better.
Yeah.
Than I was.
Yeah, love that. And I think I saw somebody write a post inside of the Facebook group. I feel like I'm going to have an NBA at the end of it. I mean, it's only literally been like 8 sort of lessons, or 6, sorry. We've spent not even a month together. And, you know, we've created the first part of your funnel. I mean, there's, of course, much more processes and systems. As you could see, we have future planned you for future builds. But, you know, you can see how automation can truly be such a massive benefit to you, right? With being able to automate so many things. Anyway, let's move into the next section. And this one is me actually teaching live. So, of course, we're going to edit this later. So I'm going to make sure that my head's in the shot. Well, we are at the last step. Well, almost the last step, because you've got to click by click to get through this. But what I want to explain to you is going to happen now. I'm going to share with you, because we've been focusing on the consultation, how if they do book the appointment using either Calendly or Acuity or whatever it is, how we can set up the trigger to actually fire so that it doesn't send the additional email. So that last tag that you put at the end of the Ask email series. The way I like to think about this is the program we use, it's called Zapier or Zapier. People say different words, tomato. The way I always look at it is it's the piece of software that talks between 2 other pieces of software. So something happens over in Acuity, and I always talk about him like it's a little guy with a Post-it note that runs to the back office, which is Keep, and says, "We got one!" And then they stop the rest of the emails from going out. So Zapier is your little man that runs between software so that they can talk to each other. So what I'm going to do now is, because we use Acuity, I'm going to show you how to set it up using Acuity, but it doesn't matter what software you're using, whether you're presenting a paid offer or you're presenting a consult on that thank you page. You just Google name of software, integration with, and then you say Keep, and it will show you whether or not there's a native integration in the software that you're using, or if you need to use Zapier. And you know, 95% of the time, you'll need to use Zapier. It's so simple to use. So let's jump on over to my computer now, and I'll show you how. All right, so here we are inside of the computer. And as you can see right now, I'm in my Acuity account. Now, before we can set up the Zap, right, what we need to do, just bear with me while I bring this into screen. What we need to do is we need to actually book an appointment. Now, the reason why is because once we set it up, we need to be able to pull the data. Otherwise, it won't recognize that any data has been pulled. So to do that, if you've got another piece of software like Calendly or Schedule Once, you will do the same thing. You will book the appointment. If you have a product, if somebody's already purchased that product, or booked that appointment, you're perfectly fine. But if they haven't, you will need to do a test run through it first. So if you're using Acuity, this is what you'll do. You'll go to appointment types, and then you will drop down the button to go to scheduling link. And then you just click on the standard scheduling link. And this is bringing up my calendar, and I'm just going to book a pretend appointment. So I'm going to click 2:30 and continue. I'm going to put in my name and an email address and click continue or complete appointment. And then that's it. The appointment's done. Okay, so now I've booked an appointment. The next process is we're going to head to Zapier. So it doesn't matter if you haven't got an account, you can set one up. You get a certain amount of Zaps for free. So you can set one up. Like with any software, you can figure that one out, right? All right, so the first thing we do to create a Zap is we click this big button at the top here, Create Zap. So the first place people end up is on your appointment software or the checkout, wherever your checkout would be. It could be KAJABI, it could be Shopify, it could be Etsy, it could be a number of different places. So what you do is, this is like what Zapier is built for. It's that little running man between computers. So I'm going to look for Acuity because that's the software where the data was collected or that Post-it note was filled out. You will select Acuity, and if you haven't got your Acuity account connected, it's just going to ask you to log in to your account first. But of course, I'm already logged in because I use it all the time. Once you're logged in, you will have the option to choose what happens to trigger this event. And of course, it will be a new appointment. Now, all different pieces of software have different things. So if it was a purchase, you would choose new purchase, right? So we choose new appointment. Wait for it, and then we click continue. Now, this is the part here where you will choose your account. This will actually be the bit where it will get you to log in, but you can see I'm already logged in. So I say I choose this Acuity account and then click continue. And I've got a couple of different calendars. You will probably only have one. I've got one for my podcast and one for all of my other appointments, but you will probably just have one. So choose your calendar. And the appointment type, again, you will probably just have one. Remember, we spoke about just setting up a generic appointment. Like I've got some generic ones in here for like 30-minute appointments. But the one I tested was this one, the business automation strategy call that I booked. So I'm going to click that and then click continue. Now, this is why we needed to have some data, because what we're going to do is actually test the trigger. When we fire this and click this button, Zapier reaches out to Acuity and says, what was the last appointment booked? And look, here's my name, my phone number, and my email address. If you call me, I'm not going to answer. All my phone calls go to message bank, so don't think to call me and I'll pick up. And my email address. So as you can see here, and then it pulls in some other data as well, but we don't really need all of that data. Okay, we just need a bit. But what it's done is it's pulled in all the information, and you can see here these black parts. These are the main pieces of data that it's pulled in. And as we move into the next step, you'll understand why. So once you've done that, you just click continue. All right, and which program do we want to send this information to? We want to send it to Keep. So you just search for it and you will find Keep. Once you choose Keep, the action event here is create or update. Always, no matter what update you're doing, with Keep, you always choose create and update. Even though you may just want to apply a tag, always choose create and update because it pulls in all the fields for you to choose. Otherwise, it would just say, what's the tag? And that's it. So always choose create an update. All right, so now we're telling it to create an update. So now what's happening is that little man is knocking on the door of Keep. And if you don't have your Keep account attached in this section, it'll do the same thing. It'll say log in, a little pop-up will come up, you log into your Keep account, and then it can read the Keep account. I've got my Keep account here. And then click continue. All right, so what it's going to now do, it's checking Keep, and it's saying, what are all the things and all the bits of information that Keep can collect? All right, so there's a lot. But the first part here is how to check for duplicates. So the way we check if there's a duplicate file on your account is through the email address. We always just choose email because there can always be a Karen Smith. There can be many Karen Smiths, but that's the only defining factor that makes somebody's account look the same. So first section, how to check for duplicates, email. Now the rest of these here, you see email 1, when we click on that, it pulls in all the data from Acuity and we say in the email area of Keep, which bit of data do we want to place? And of course, we want to place the email. Now, if we had not done that test, it would have nothing in here. Okay, it would be blank. But also the problem without the test, if it doesn't have information, it doesn't pull in any other information. Now, this may not make 100% sense. Again, trust the process. This is only to run a test at the end, but every time somebody logs in, it pulls in a different piece of data and puts it in there on their file. So the first one we click is email. Now, the opt-in here is true. We always choose true because they have opted in. So we haven't. They've actually given permission to be sent a confirmation email and for us to have their information by registering for the appointment. Then we go through, and these are the things that you'll pull in. There's many fields that you can actually put into your Keep account, but these are the only ones you will do. So first name, make sure you choose first name, and then click away to make it disappear. Next, you will choose last name and come down and choose last name, and then click away. So it disappears that box. Now the tag, remember that trigger tag that was on the end of the campaign that we want to trigger to say that the appointment has been booked? That's what we want to put in here. So we start searching for it. I've got to spell it right, would help. And if you see that it isn't there, because sometimes it takes a few grabs at Keep, especially like me, I've got a lot of trigger tags. So what you want to do is you just want to keep clicking load more until it finds and pulls in the tag. So you may find that this is the case. You need to run quite a few trigger tags through it. Now I'm just going to look for my booked one, just as an example, so I don't have to keep clicking that button. But you can see this is here's it's a trigger tag we want, but that's okay. I'm going to pull this one in just as an example, but remember whatever that tag was on the end of yours is the one we're going to put. I'm just going to choose activity trigger tag for now, just to show you what happens. All right, so now we just skip everything except for the phone number, because when they book an appointment, they also give us their phone number. So we're going to choose phone number. Now, of course, it only shows us a few of the options. So we choose show all options. And then we've got to scroll through here and look for the phone number and pop that in there. And then click away so that the box disappears. Now it'll pull in the phone number. Now there's one more thing. If it's an appointment type that I always recommend that you also put in the billing area, look for, where is it? Billing, shipping, where are you? State and city. Oh, we want to be in billing. It's better. Where is it? Billing address. State and city. Okay, so in billing, look for state and city. And if the API can recognize it, so the little man with the post-it note can recognize where they are in the world, here you pull in time zone. Okay, sometimes if they've got blocks on their account, it might not be there and you don't need to have that. The only reason I recommend this is if, for example, they don't put in like +61 or +1 and they just put in a mobile number, what can happen is you don't know what the area code is or what country they're from. So I do find this super helpful, especially because we're an international company. But if it doesn't show, then you can still click on it and it may be blank. It's not necessary. I'm just showing you because that's what we do, because we've found that sometimes we don't know, what part of the world are they in? Are they in Eastern time, Central time? And that can be super helpful. All right, that's it. That's all we need. We scroll to the bottom. You can see my Keep account has many, many fields. All right, and when you just scroll to the bottom, just ignore everything else and then click continue. All right, so now that's done, what we want to do before we go any further, we want to test this trigger. So we want to make sure that the man with the post-it note grabbing the information from Acuity makes it all the way back to Keep. So we click test and review. So I'm going to click test and review. All right, now I've tested and reviewed. Make sure that you get the email address that you were testing. Okay, copy that email address and I'm going to go to my account. Just bear with me while I switch to my actual account because I'm in somebody else's account right now. And you will search, once it loads, bear with me, go to the search button and type in the email address to find the account. And what we're going to do is check that Sally at Team Sparkle. When we click on that contact, oh, did it work? Yep. You will have to come down here to this area and check that the tag has been applied to the customer's file. So, of course, this is a huge test account, so there's lots of tags on mine. Oh, I must have cleaned it up. There's not as many. But if we look through here, we will look for the activity tag, and it should have today's date on it that I sent across. Where are we? August. We're in January. There, which one was it? What day are we at? It's the 10th. I probably had the tag on my account already. Let's refresh and make sure. Sometimes, also this is a good thing, sometimes it takes a few seconds for the trigger to come across. It can take up to 5 to 10 minutes sometimes to come across. It depends like what account you're paying for as well to whether or not it comes across. I got a funny feeling that the tag, what tag did I choose? Let me check what tag was it that I chose. Up the top here. Activity one-on-one consult booked. Activity. Maybe I chose the wrong account. It's definitely in here. Or maybe I'm in the wrong account. Maybe I was in your account, Kat. Let me go check. Hang on. Switch accounts. Might have been because I was actually in Kat's account. Let's go and see. I'll try that again for the recording purposes. That's what happens when you've got a gazillion different accounts when I help manage all your accounts. All right. Okay, so once you log into Keep, you're going to go up to the search bar and you're going to type in the email address that you tested and it's not there. All right. Why are you not zapping? App return country. Oh, okay. Country billing code error. Sorry. Let's go back to that and let's delete that part from the video. I think it's because I'm using the free option, which you guys don't need to do. So please ignore. I'm going to cut that out of the video. I'm just going to go when you get to the area where it says, this is what happens when you record live. I've got a paid account. It actually lets me do a few more things. All right, so I'm just going to go back into here. I'm going to click and I'm going to edit all of this out. And you're not going to put the country code in, okay? Because it's just fired a warning. All right, so let's go down here. Let's delete that. All right, let's just delete that and let's go down the bottom. All right, so you scroll to the bottom and click continue. And then once you're done, you're going to run a test. So click test and review. What it's going to do is the little man's going to check and run back and send the information to the, it's just testing. It's going to run back and send the information to the Keep account. And we're going to go, and I don't know if I'm connected to your account or my account, Kat. Let's check Kat's before I go and move to a different account. So you'll type in the name. Yeah, I'm definitely on my own account. Let's switch back to the other Play account. Just put your fingers in your ear and go, la, 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 la. I'm sure the edit video will be much clearer. This is what happens when you record live. All right, so we're going to click. Here we're going to search for the account. Come on, baby. You can do it. Now it's starting to get angry with me. What are you doing, Sally? Too many things all at once. Oh, wait until I get my new computer, guys. I am going to be so happy. All right, so what it's doing right now is it's finding the contact. And then what we're going to do is we come to tags. And when you click on tags under the contact, see, this is the tag that I triggered and it's now showing on there. Now, because this was for demonstration purposes only, of course, this will be your trigger tag that you put on the end of the ask sequence. This was just to show you what happens, how that tag gets fired across. And once it's triggered on the end of the ask sequence, it pulls them out so that you don't get, or they don't get any additional emails if they do go ahead and book the appointment. Guess what? You are done. That's it. You just now have to go out and put traffic through that funnel. Oh my Lord. We are going to have a lesson on traffic sources, but I need you now to stand up. I need you to like run around with your hands in the air, waving your sparkle fingers, because you have built yourself an automated marketing machine ready for you to give away great content, to deliver emails to them, to then ask if they don't book an appointment, are they sure they don't want to book an appointment? And it's all going to do the following up for you. And then you are going to book appointments, make money, and all the great things. But first, just stop, breathe, and celebrate. You have built your very first automated marketing machine. And moving forward, you are just going to need to duplicate what you've done and swap out the words. So if you decide to make another PDF, you just duplicate the Ask series and go through and just add the sparkle for the different freebie. You have to come and celebrate inside the Sparkle world, take a photo and go live and share how you feel now you have completed your very first ever automated marketing funnel. I'm so proud of you. Oh my goodness, I am so proud of you. I will see you in the next lesson where we'll talk about a few different traffic sources, and we're also going to talk about the larger component of the complete customer lifecycle. But before we dig into that, stop, celebrate, pop a bottle of bubbly, take a photo and come into one of the Sparkle communities, tag me and let me know, how does it feel? See you in the next lesson after you post. All right, guys, I'm coming back to the VIPs right now. Hey there, VIPs. All right, let's bring you back up onto screen. All right, I am looking for some feedback now on what you just witnessed, even though I kind of messed up the bit in the middle there because I had all the wrong things going on. That happens. The edit will be much cleaner for you, but like in boot camp we do these together click by click, and normally I mess up, but the great part about recording it live is I can go and edit out that chunk in the middle so you don't accidentally put that thing in the wrong place. But please, I would love to share, what do you think now? I know you've still got some work to do, but what are your thoughts now? You're like, oh my God, like I've built this thing. Well, you will have built this thing. I can't wait for the final videos as well. So let's come to Robin. What do you think after seeing the final step?
It looks great. Yeah. It don't know what else to say, but it just looks great. And the fact that it will just continue to keep ticking over and keep putting people through into the top, and they work through the process and then out the bottom, all on autopilot. I think it's fantastic.
Yay! I'm so excited for you guys. I can't wait until you start driving traffic into them and then bring me sexy numbers to look at. What about you, Reva? How do you feel after watching that last one?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, darling, I can.
Oh, good.
Yay!
I just really appreciate the clicking that you're going through, and it looks like the most wonderful thing that once we get done to that end, it's going to do all the work for us. And you mentioned the word trigger, so that means that every time we go in and produce these different giveaways or our product, that we just have to change it and it does everything for us.
Yeah,
That is a real machine.
It is a machine, baby. It's one of those things that if you don't know, it can take a really long time. We usually build this out over 3 days in 3 8-hour sessions with a 1 hour lunch break and 2 15-minute to half-hour breaks. So, taking that into account, if you've never built it before, you should be able to build it in 20 hours, providing you just follow the click by click, do the doing, and don't get stuck in undecision and taking 5 hours to create a graphic. And I know a few of you are going to laugh. And worrying too much about the words. Like, the words are fabulous in the emails, but again, 20% of them are going to open the emails as well. So not everyone's going to read the emails. The point is, they've at least put their hand up and said, hey, that thing that you're helping people with, I've at least put my email address in to say, I'm interested in that thing, whether it be now or 6 or 12 months' time, because the work we do today affects our bank account in 3 to 6 months' time. That just happens with coaches and consultants. People need to get to know us and to make sure that, we gel right, we have the right values, you like their teaching style or coaching style. So yay. Who else? I would love to come to Tammy. Yes, Tammy.
Well, I have a question.
Yes.
If you don't have Acuity and Zapier, I thought I was using the Keep calendar.
No. So, okay, you can totally use the Keep calendar, and instead of the trigger tag on the end, you can just put booked appointment. Now, the reason why, and this is because I look at numbers, the reason why we still use Acuity, which is maybe $20 a month, which is like less than $1 a day, there's one feature that Keep don't have, that Acuity has, that affects our conversion. So what we can do, one is, there's two things actually. One is we can say only open up my calendar from today for 2 weeks. So what happens is they only can look at the next 2 weeks in our calendar. Inside of Keep, you would literally have to block off from now through to infinity and every day go in and unlock. Just that alone is worth less than $1 a day just to do that. And the other one is there's a button inside of Acuity that you can tick, especially if you don't have lots of appointments. You don't want someone getting to your calendar and they see an appointment every 15 minutes for the next 2 weeks, right? You look like you're not a real wanted person. There's a button that you can click that says, make me look busy. So we'll only give them a very small selection of times and you can choose what percentage you want to. So say there's, say you've got 100 appointments, you can say, make me look 75% busy. So we'll only show 25 appointments versus 100 appointments over the 2 weeks. So they're two things that do affect your conversion. And also, when you're getting somebody through the funnel, you want to get them onto the phone as fast as possible. If they book 3 or 4 weeks into the future, by then they've gone cold or they've found somebody else or someone else has shown up in their email. So the quicker we can get them from the funnel to the phone, the quicker you'll get them from cold to sold as well. So yeah, it's a conversion decision based on the number of much money we spend for Acuity, based on the conversions we get out of it and the time of just logging in every day and unlocking another day in the calendar. I'll pay less than $1 a day to have that happen automatically for me.
So both Acuity and Zapier are both paid? No
Zapier is free. Yep, Zapier is free up to a certain amount. And the way I showed you was actually using all the free options in Zapier. After a certain amount of zaps, you will have to buy it. But again, it's not expensive either. I did actually write its price down the other day for somebody.
But it'll pay for itself if you're that busy.
That's right. I mean, I'm now on a larger plan because of the amount of automation we've got set up, but I was using it for years before I needed to upgrade. Just bear with me. I'm just looking for the prices. I know Kat, I don't know if you wrote them down or if it was me, but I did actually write them down. But where? I don't know. I know it was on one of these sheets. All right, here we go. So Acuity, it's $25 a month. Okay, and Zapier, it's $30 a month. That's like $1 each a day. And for the effort, and think about what it's doing for you. You think about paying staff. That's why it's staff in a box. By the time you pay for Acuity and Zapier and Keep, you're looking at $155. You cannot pay for a month. What staff member is going to work for you for $150 a month to do everything that Keep does? It is so worth it. When you actually, think about with your business hat on, time is something you cannot make more of. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time. And the more time you can save yourself by automating those repetitive tasks, the more time you'll have to spend on income producing activities. Cindy, yes.
Quick question along those same lines. So before we can actually move forward and finishing off this email sequencing, so we have to sign up for the Zapier, right?
Yes,
Does
but that
connect,
yeah.
Does it connect easy?
Yes,
It's
so
a
easy.
techie question.
So easy. You sign up like you would sign up with any other program. Follow the click-by-click video that I saw. There'll be one section that says sign into your account. Just make sure you're already signed into your account. When you're already signed in, you click the button sign in and it just goes bloop, bloop, bloop. Is this your account? You click yes.
All right. So before I do anything else, start one of those accounts and then that will just talk to Keep and Acuity and everything.
Anything else you decide to do. Yeah, it is like, I mean, we've got hundreds of zaps set up because we do lots and lots of automation, but it is the thing that makes them talk. The one thing I was surveyed by KAJABI the other day, they're actually looking at hopefully building an inbuilt integration within KAJABI, which you guys aren't using right now. The good thing with that would be is between Kajabi and Keep is you won't need Zapier, but a coder has to go in and like build out the API, which is all the code. It's building the little running man in the middle. That's what my husband does all day. My husband builds APIs for programming and stuff. I don't understand it. I just use the user interfaces on the front and make everything work, but he does all that code stuff in the back end. You don't need to understand it. Just picture it's a little running man between the two programs with a post note. Yes, Jacqueline.
Just an observation, I guess, of my takeaway is that little running man you did in the demonstration when you did it with the little, with the, what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
The marker, when you were marking up the board and you showed them going from here and going like, okay, now we were going to fall out. I'm going to tell you when I first saw them, I'm going, okay, this is not going to work for me. I don't know what he's doing, all these different programs, but, it's all starting to come together, and I'll just wait till I get to that point before I get all apprehensive about it, because it's not anything to get excited about, because, it's all part of, I keep saying that now, all part of the process, and so I'm a little bit more relaxed, got to put my big girl panties on.
Yeah, baby.
Move forward. Because I want those sexy numbers, girl. I do.
I love it. Yeah, like the machine's built now. It's your job. I mean, I can help you build it, but I can't make you go out and do the work to get the traffic. That's your job as business owners to go and find the traffic. I'm going to talk to you about different options that you can do to get traffic into that funnel. That's coming in another lesson, but that's like asking me to sell your products as well. I can build the sales machine. So there's a whole nother machine we build. I can build a sales machine for you as well, doing a similar thing, but I can't sell for you. I can't get on the phone and say, hi, I'm Cindy, buy my stuff, right? You've got to do that yourself. But I can build the follow-up systems and all the automation to save you time so no leads fall through the cracks. But the traffic source, you have to go out and get those. And the sales, you have to make those. Some of the sales for low-ticket items will happen by themselves. But anyone who's a coach and a consultant, you should be looking at high-ticket offers. You really should. Your time is valuable. And you can support that so that you're scalable. You start with one-on-one. Everyone should start one-on-one because you'll get your messaging down and work out who you want to work with and who you don't want to work with. But then eventually you will have a course with group coaching and you can scale that then. So you become scalable and you're no longer bound by time. You're just bound by showing up a couple of times a week to help people live, and then the resources that you create later, like courses and membership programs, they do the teaching for you. And most of the time, you'll do the mindset work with people. Like here, we actually have a mindset coach inside the Sparkle world because 80% of it's mindset. If you just follow the processes, that's going to happen. I mean, there is no scarcity in knowledge and systems and processes. You can get onto YouTube and find all of this stuff. The only thing that holds people back is what's in their mind, what they believe they can and can't do. And if you want it bad enough, you will make it work. Like I wanted it so bad. I was selling things from my house. I was borrowing money from my daughter's bank account, promising to bring it back because I wanted it that bad. I didn't want to have to go back and work in corporate. I didn't want to go back and teach in a classroom. I wanted to teach from home. I wanted to do it from home where I was able to do what I love the most and I don't have a boss. Right, but I'm not somebody who wants to run a budget on a business on a shoestring budget, and they're not the people I'm looking for either. You need to be aware that if you're starting a business, it takes investment of both time and money. If you want to have a hobby, sure, do it on a shoestring budget because your goal isn't to make money. But tell me a business out there that you can start and have zero investment of time and money and make the type of income that we make. Point me in that direction. I'll go there. And there are lots of coaches that will bullshit you and say, oh, here's the unicorn one-page landing system that will do it all and you'll make $1 million. Bullshit. That's shiny ball marketing, because what they're doing is saying, you've tried all of these things and I've got one simple system that's going to fix everything. I'm not a liar. I don't use shiny ball marketing. I tell you, it's going to take work. But once you build it, all you have to do then is measure and optimize. You know, the core product we sell has morphed and changed over the years through measuring and optimizing, but it's still essentially the same course. We just get better at delivering it. Like, we are remaking that course soon, but it's still functionally the same. The only reason why we're making it is because the more clients we work with, the more points we go, oh, they get stuck there. Oh, they get stuck there. Oh, that needs to be fixed. Oh, there's a quicker way to do that. So we're like, okay, every time we rebuild this program, we take out the irrelevant stuff. I don't know if you've ever heard me say the hardest part about making a course is not what you put in it, it's what you don't put in it. And the more times we remake this, we actually simplify the system to get you to the results faster. Like our new program, we're guaranteeing that you will have sales and a sales marketing machine done and launched within 2 to 3 months. Up, running, with traffic flow, with consult calls. We can guarantee it because we know it works, and it works for all of our clients. But you got to build it first. I mean, we've built one piece, and it takes a few more pieces, but this at least is going to start growing your list and making you have those conversations. And and like, we're not looking for people that are scared to spend $150 a month on software. If that is scaring you to spend budget that per day, right? How much is $150 a day over a month? Divided by 30 is $5 a day. Are you not willing to pay $5 a day for your staff in a box? What staff is going to work for $5 a day? If you're not willing to invest that type of money, you're not the right fit for our world. We're looking for people who don't just look at the number and go, too much. They look at the number and go, can I get that many clients? How much is that my program worth? That if you're selling a $1,000 offer, it's not even one sale a month. If you can't make one sale a month, you don't have a sales and marketing machine problem. You got a traffic flow problem, and you probably have to learn how to close. Messaging's probably not right. I mean, we work on all of those things inside of ours because measuring and optimizing is where the fun happens. The building part, that's just like building the car. Now we've got to get in the car and drive it and put the pedal down and test it and see how many skids we can do without flipping it, right? So that's the fun part. It's the measuring and optimizing. Don't go and rebuild something new. You've got the machine. Now it's just about test, and every day you will be testing for the rest of your business life, forever. Even Coca-Cola and Nike still run testing groups for their marketing and sales strategy. It never stops. It's one of those things, if you are a serious business owner, has to happen. You can keep putting your head in the sand and thinking, oh, if I just post pretty pictures, people will come running and throwing money at me. Doesn't happen that way. I wish it did sometimes because the Sparkle World's amazing. But it takes time and effort and grit, determination, and a belief that what you offer the world is truly transformational. And you can't sleep at night sometimes because you just want to help people. You know, sometimes you will be like laying there dreaming about all the things that you can leave on this planet before you leave. And if you want to do it before you can hire yourself out of those jobs, right, which I get to do now. In the early days, I had to wear all the hats. But here in the Sparkle World, at least I can wear some of them with you, right? Take off some of that pressure where you can then go and do what you're good at and bring me sexy numbers, baby. Or I'd like another couple of people about what you've learnt so far about, actually now starting to put all the pieces together. What about you, Pat? How are you feeling compared to when you first started to what we've been through up until this point?
You are in my head because as I'm working through this, I can hear your voice saying, trust the process. And what's your statement about done is better than something or another, you say?
Done is
So I
better
can
than
hear-
perfect. Yeah.
Right. So I can hear this in my head as I'm working through it, trusting you, and I'm trusting the process, and I'm getting it done. So, I think I mentioned before, I never tackled funnels because basically I didn't know how they worked. I was kind of afraid of them. This boot camp is stretching me, and stretching is good. So I'm flowing through, and I can't wait to pop that bottle of champagne.
I can't wait for the video. That's the best part, honestly, guys. I mean, you guys are the reason why I love my husband and my daughter, but honestly, it's the sparkle world I get up for every day. I was up at 4 a.m. this morning. So I love what I do. And, a majority of our clients are in America and Canada. And if you had asked me 5 years ago if I would ever get up at 4 a.m., I would have said, not on your sweet pippy. I used to struggle to get out of bed at 7:50 a.m. in the morning to go off to my government job, and it was through my husband pulling me out of bed and making sure the shower was running before so I could roll from bed to shower. But now I pop out of bed because I love what I do every day, and it's helping you guys. Honestly, you could take all the money away and I would still do this. And in the early days I did it for nothing, because I love it so much. What about Karen? Karen she's one of our moderators in the Canva group, but this is all brand new to you. How are you feeling about the process now?
Well, I didn't sign up for the class because I knew it all. I am learning so much, and it is definitely stretching me, and I love it. I'm a lifetime learner, and I just love learning the things, and just seeing how it all fits together now. It's making sense, and I still have a lot to do because I'm not using Keep, but and I want to encourage those that aren't using Keep. Don't let it stop you, because Sally's giving you everything you need to say, everything you need to do. It doesn't matter what program you use, you just got to use it and trust the process.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing, right? You look at every business owner or coach or consultant out there, they're not all using the same software.
No.
They just choose their tech stack. And, that's what makes us a little different to all the other people out there that teach this type of thing, is they teach you, but then they go choose your own software. And that's okay if you feel competent enough to do that. But most people don't. And it's not the thing they want to do all day, every day, like me and Kat. We love it. And so let's make it easier for you. But we're not stopping you. We've still literally given you everything. You can still build it yourself in other software. It's just want to do it quicker, like everything, trade off of time or money, spend a little bit on the software and get it done faster. Jacqueline, you're typing something in. Yes, darling.
I was just responding to, I didn't mean to distract you. I was just responding to what Cindy said about how she had a dream, and now, and that's disturbing my sleep a little bit, because now the lights are coming on, popping off, because I went back and, well, I don't know if you have time, but I went back and changed everything, changed my mindset about my Facebook group. I changed it to Macy and Friends. I've been wanting to share it with somebody, so you get to be, get the honor. But, and it's just, and I'm just on fire, and it's like, Pastor, you're in my head, and that's a good thing, because I need to restructure and get rid of the stinking thinking, and that mindset coach, I'm probably gonna need a little course too from her, but just to get some other, thoughts about what's really going on in the business world, if I want to be a part of it. And I got the desire, but I want to keep rolling with it. So I was just sharing, how, it was the same meet with her, that's all.
I mean, look at the friendships that everyone's starting to make inside the Sparkle world. I mean, this is the thing, the Zoom account that you guys pop into, the virtual office space that we have. I've been doing that since 2015. COVID made it easier because I don't have to send out instructions anymore about how to use Zoom. But I was lonely one day, and it was as I say, there's not many original thoughts up here. I just take success and model it. But it was a shower thought I had one day. I'm like, I'm so lonely as a solo entrepreneur that back then I was working in network marketing, and I'm like, I'm just going to open the Zoom room and say, who wants to come work with me through the day? And we just started the VOS, the virtual office space. And then when I started this program, I was still teaching as well when I was in network marketing at a few universities and TAFE's art and marketing design schools. And what I noticed was the students that always had the most success were the ones that would not just see you in class time, but they would knock on the staff room door and ask questions if they needed help. They wouldn't let, Google first, yes. We always say smart people Google first, and smarter people only Google for 15 minutes and jump into the VOS. Because more than likely what you're looking for, we know the answer between all of the heads inside the room, that we can sort it out real fast and you can keep moving. And that was sort of the premise behind when we created the Sparkle Class Academy, is something unique and original that nobody had ever done before. And I remember back in 2015 thinking, how do I copyright this? And, because nobody was doing it. And we've had lots of coaches and consultants that have taken this model and then replicated it in their own business. But Kat and my team are currently sitting in the VOS, and they've been in the VOS for the last 4 hours, and they have people jumping in and out all day asking them questions. So, nobody gets left behind. Nobody gets stuck on Google for too long. I mean, that room's open between 8 and 12 hours a day, 4 days a week. There's always me or Kat in there, and then other team members jump in and out. And think about just these little bits of times that we have together every day or a couple of times through here. Imagine that every week. Right? It's so good. We have so much fun, and we do mass work sessions. Sometimes I'm with a client who just jumps in for we call it, we love this word, quick question. 3 hours later, Sally's still coaching. Kat has seen me literally 12 hours straight, back to back, person to person to person to person, because I won't leave until everyone has been fixed. And because that's what you're hiring us to literally be your team, to help take those heavy lifting things off so you can get there faster. All right, and we're supposed to be dark. It's 27 past the hour. All right, guys, I'm heading off into the dark room with the VIPs. Stay here, VIPs. We're going to continue this discussion on the inside. For everyone who has been joining us, tomorrow is Q&A time. So office hours, check the calendar, sparkleclassacademy.com/calendar. Go and check the calendar. Oh, it's a new sexy calendar too. So go and check that calendar there. What you'll see is what time it should be in your own time zone, and you can submit questions. So there's no Zoom room tomorrow. I'm just checking it's the right day. There is no Zoom room tomorrow, but I do answer questions live. And if you don't get your questions in on time, you can submit them. Ask them during the live stream as well. So I will be in tomorrow for office hours streaming into the Facebook group. Keep celebrating your wins in the group. I challenge you, I'm all about going live. I challenge you, see some of the questions we asked in the room, even the people in the room. I challenge you to go live and talk about what it was when you started and how you're feeling now that you've actually seen the entire build process. Even if you haven't built it yet, go live and share that. We have a Sparkle box of goodies back here that we're going to be sending out to somebody who's been the most engaged, who's shown up, and we're going to also do a random draw. So if you haven't been as engaged because you're busy getting shit done, that's okay too. But those videos give you bonus points, because I love people who are not too scared to hit that go live button. And if you are, test it inside the Sparkle world. Let us know it's your first video, and do not delete it, because I regret deleting my first ever video. I wish I hadn't deleted it so I could look back and go, oh my God, look at how awkward you were. I was a behind the camera person who never, ever used to get and go on the camera. I was a photographer. I did that on the side of my other paid work, and I would chase babies and animals. They say don't work with kids and animals. Well, that's what I used to do. And then we also film for a TV show, and my husband's a host, and I would always be behind the still camera taking photos, and I'd never be on camera with my husband. But here I am now, streaming out across the world. Why? Because you have to transform lives and spread your message to really create a movement. All right, guys, have a fabulous day. Never let anyone dull your sparkle. VIPs, hang in. I'm coming back to you as soon as we do a little dance out.